Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see here on our channel or any Watchbox platform. Reach out to me directly, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. Today we're discussing a 2019 release that in many regards perfects the Bulgari Octo Finissimo Automatic. The original Octo Finissimo Automatic launched in 2017 and promptly won the GPHG Men's Watch Prize. But its many facets were susceptible to scratching and deformation, and that's where the Octo Finissimo Automatic black ceramic comes in. Still 40 millimeters by 46.5 millimeters lug tip to lug tip and a svelte 5.7 millimeters thick with a 30 millimeter lug spacing. This is a watch that in many regards takes the premise of the full integrated bracelet sports watch and brings it to a level of durability that's suitable for everyday use, because while we love the Nautilus, we love the Royal Oak, we also acknowledge that those watches are uniquely vulnerable to scratches and scuffs. This watch less so. It's feather light, being comprised of ceramic, which is a very light material, and then it sits low on the wrist. You can see easily sliding underneath the cuff, overhead, not encroaching on the edge of my wrist, and you can see that the bracelet flares out plenty on both sides. So I could recommend this watch for a wrist of 13.5 to 14 centimeters circumference. The timepiece does include a lovely tapered bracelet that is fully integrated to the lug profile, and you can see everything here is in a media blasted or matte ceramic. There's actually some indentation about the center links to add some depth to the profile of this tapered bracelet, and then you can see pins are retaining the bracelet in place, so you're going to need a punch and a block if you wish to size this. A clever feature of the clasp is that it actually folds into recesses inside of the bracelet. So once folded, and you can see there are little spring-loaded pin snaps built in to maintain tight tolerances. The clasp actually sits inside, which thins out the profile of the clasp on the wrist. Rolling back to the case, Bulgari claims that there are no fewer than 110 individual facets on this watch, and I'm going to press the I believe button. Could you count 110? Possibly. In any respect, it's a lot. There's no denying that the effect is dramatic as well, as you have this lovely architectural form building up from the base towards the bezel. And there's a little bit of a contrast here, as you have the circular form of the sapphire, you have the circular bezel, but then you can see there's an inner bezel that's geometric in its profile, and the outer profile of the case and the lower steps beneath the bezel, likewise, they are geometric rather than rounded. On the dial side, we have a matte black with applique high gloss indices and bi-Arabic numerals at 12 and 6. The applique are very thin, but they're there. The hands are all polished, and they actually contrast pretty well for a black-on-black watch. Legibility is not a concern here. Rolling around to the case back, this one is mechanically the same as the titanium model, far more scratch-resistant, but mechanically just as accomplished. It's the caliber BVL 138. It's built in the old Vallée du Jeu manufacturer that used to be Gerald Genta and Daniel Roth, which, of course, Bulgari purchased back in 2000. So this is a true manufacturer product, and it's high horology. The movement is 36.6 millimeters in diameter, so sized for the case, but also sized in cross-section, as the movement itself is only 2.23 millimeters thick. Platinum micro rotor with ceramic bearings for efficiency, 55 to 60 hour power reserve, 36 joules. There's a 21,600 vibration per hour beat rate, and a full balance bridge helps to brace against shock, while also, frankly, helping to stiffen the movement by adding a little bit more of a cross-structural member. The finishing is impressive, somewhere around the level of quality you get from Audemars Piguet and F. Pijorn. It's a combination of manual and machine finish, but the standard is exceptionally high with richly crested Côte de Genève, and I'll do my best. It's always difficult to depict the movement of a watch on a bracelet, but you can really see the gradient from side to side on the Côte de Genève, as well as the mirrored anglage of the bridges. I'll try to show that to good effect. It is started with mechanical means, but then finished manually to create this bright optical shine without milling lines. You can see there's satination across the platinum mass, as well as the wheels, and engine turning on the base plate with all screws black polished. It is truly impressive, and Bulgari is establishing itself as the legitimate heir to the legacy of Daniel Roth and Gerald Genta, with a watch that is produced largely by Bulgari's own means. This is a landmark watch and quickly becoming the signature of the Bulgari watch brand. A legend in the making, 30 meters water resistant, so it's not necessarily a sports watch, but it's definitely a sporty watch. Email tmosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.